No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look it very easy.
But I'm gonna go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
It's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back.
In response to Terence Crawford's knockouts, Canelo Alvarez displays admiration for his abilities. He acknowledges that Crawford outperformed Errol Spence, making the victory appear unexpectedly simple. But Canelo also challenges the rest of Crawford's record by pointing out that Spence is the only well-known opponent he has actually defeated. Fans are waiting for answers as Canelo claims that everyone will witness what transpires when they face off in the ring.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is. But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look it very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Canelo expresses confidence in his preparation by hinting that he already knows Crawford's methods and approach. He smiles as he adds that Turki Alalshik will be furious on fight night since he will be supporting Crawford, which will make the battle even more heated and intimate.
Nothing you're gonna be able to do about it come fight
And
night.
I know Turkey is in your corner,
I promise you.
look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm
I
different.
see you too.
It is believed that Canelo made a very wise choice by inviting Jiren Ennis to spar. According to Johnny Ortiz, Andis is the ideal training partner since he most closely resembles Terence Crawford in terms of body type and fighting technique. This helps Canelo improve his timing and defense while studying Crawford's rhythm, movement, and physical advantages in real time. Additionally, working with a seasoned player like Canelo gives Andis invaluable experience that advances his own growth. According to Ortiz, this is an uncommon instance in which both boxers get better, making the setup extremely calculated.
Makes sense. Definitely good experience for both. Eddie Reynoso and Canelo, shout out to them because now it shows that they serious with a real game plan, and Boots is to me everybody's a perfect opponent. I wouldn't say opponent, perfect sparring partner to have to replicate Crawford because they both switch hitters and stuff like that. And they got dog in them and reflexes for sure. So it shows Canelo serious, and on Boots end, to be able to spar a Hall of Famer, top tier guy, it gave him great experience, and you could tell he really wants it. It's a sport where Boots is getting an opportunity to spar a Hall of Famer. Who cares? In reality, what the fuck loyalty does Boots owe to Crawford when it comes to the sport of boxing? I mean, Crawford didn't do shit even back while Boots was trying to get his opportunity when it was Spence and Crawford. Every time Boots' name got mentioned, you heard the blood clowns be like, oh yeah, he don't deserve it. Oh, who did he fight? Oh, who this and that, man? I ain't trying to hear that shit. It's like it's different shit that you need to be woke up outside of boxing. Boxing is a sport. There's shit that we need to really come together. I didn't see y'all come together in like 5 years. The Bud Clowns, because it's real fans, the Bud Clowns is bashing PBC. Everything Boots, when you bring up Boots' name, putting him down, I didn't hear like, oh yeah, instead of fighting Canelo or fighting this person, he should fight Boots.
Jose Benz emphasizes the significance of Canelo Alvarez's choice to spar with John Boots Ennis. He claims that Ennis and Crawford are similar in a number of significant aspects, such as appearance, gait, and fashion. Having a training partner with comparable qualities allows Canelo to psychologically get ready for the kind of opponent he will encounter on fight night. Benvitz further contends that Crawford's diminutive stature in comparison to Canelo will be a factor when they square up in the ring. For him, working out with a partner who is both physically powerful and stylistically similar gives him more self-assurance and gives him the impression that he already has the upper hand before the opening bell rings.
To give Canelo maybe a little bit more confidence that he is sparring somebody really good. Ennis is a really good fighter, and I think that would be a good motivation, you know, for Canelo Alvarez. I just think that Crawford is too small for Canelo. I think Canelo's too big for Crawford, but in my opinion, I think if Crawford can maybe just tap, get out, tap, hook, get out, maybe once in a while throw a straight punch and just win by points and use his legs, I think I see him winning by decision. But if he tries to exchange with Canelo Alvarez, I think he's going to make a mistake and he's going to get hit with one shot and maybe he can get hurt and that would change the whole fight, you know. But I think he's faster. Crawford is faster and a straight punch, get out, you know. Don't stay there to throw or try to trade with Canelo Alvarez.
Okay, fair to say. Fair to say. Now, do you feel like when it comes down to the demeanor of making that decision of bringing it in, does it show that he's taking this camp perhaps a little bit more serious than others? I mean, what do you think about just the move per se?
You know, it's very difficult to say. He's never brought anybody really good to his camp until this time. Maybe he's lacking up confidence, or maybe he just wants to use them to trick the people, or, I mean, it's very awkward and very funny that he brought Ennis to his camp, you know. So, but at the end of the day, they know what they're doing, you know, and we gotta respect that. And I think
the demand for boxing has changed globally, and streaming services are now setting new records for live events. The biggest fight in terms of viewership was the Netflix matchup between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, which attracted an incredible 65 million views. That incident demonstrated that there is a significantly higher demand for combat sports than was previously thought. The weight of perhaps exceeding that number now rests on the impending fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Two warriors meeting in the ring isn't the only aspect of this. It is about making history on a worldwide basis. Fans from all over the world are anticipating whether this bout will be able to spark even more interest and excitement than the Jake versus Mike spectacle.
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, which was obviously on Netflix as well, the biggest concurrent view was, I think, 65 million. So at one stage of a time, 65 million people were watching that fight, which is crazy, hence why it broke Netflix servers. I do wonder what this does. I think it does around 10 to 15, which is still an incredible number. The problem with these two, and I was saying this morning actually to Gareth A. Davis, like, there's no antagonizer here, is there? No one is willing to play the role of the bad guy, the heel, the bully. And you almost need that a little bit. Jake Paul was actually quite smart in the way in which he promoted the Tyson fight. Obviously, look, it's Mike Tyson. But it was promoted so well where Jake was willing to be the guy that, I'm going to fuck up the greatest fighter of all time. You know, he was willing to kind of say all those things and play that role. So people almost tuned in to see him get chinned as well. Neither of these guys are playing that role. Neither of these guys, I don't think, have crossed over massively to non-boxing fans. I mean, to us, they're like gods, but to non-boxing fans, I do wonder how much people know them.
Terence Crawford has never shied away from a battle, and his meticulous devotion to strategy is evident in his Canelo preparation. Although Crawford admits that facing bigger opponents can be challenging, he maintains that there are workable answers. The first is pushing larger combatants backward, which they frequently find uncomfortable because their size and strength typically allow them to set the pace.
It's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back. You know, so it kind of fucks them up in the head, you know. Yeah. Or you can just box them because some of them do slower than others because they got flat feet. and they're just looking to load up on certain shots.
Now, Crawford's definitely right here. There's two ways to beat a pressure fighter like Canelo. Either you put the pressure back on him, which is where guys like Triple G and Bivol had success, or you use your superior skills and footwork on the outside, which is how Floyd Mayweather won. Now, Crawford, he can't use the pressure approach because he's not as physically dominant as guys like Golovkin or Bivol. You know, Bud is a welterweight or junior middleweight jumping up. He doesn't have the size to push Canelo back. Now, the outside boxing approach, that is definitely Crawford's best chance against Canelo.
Their rhythm is broken when they are forced back. The second tactic is to deplete their energy and take advantage of their flat feet, which is a vulnerability shared by fighters who are naturally heavier. Crawford's strong boxing IQ is demonstrated by his comprehension of these tactical strategies. He is aware that tenacity alone won't get him there. It necessitates the capacity to transform weaknesses into benefits. Based on these ideas, his training camp has honed his conditioning and tactical accuracy in preparation for the most difficult task of his career.
He does struggle to cut off the ring in times. We saw that in the slow fight. And he does load up on single shots now. But at the same time, Crawford is not the same pure boxer that Floyd Mayweather was. You know, Mayweather rarely got hit in that shell. And his form of countering, you know, a pull counter, for example, was, I'm not going to get touched and then I'll make you pay. Whereas Crawford's style of counterpunching is different. Bud will take one to throw 2 or 3 back, and he can't do that against Canelo because of the size and power difference. If Bud takes a clean right hand to throw back an uppercut or a hook, he's either going to get dropped or he's going to end up on his bike like Jermell Charlo. So while I do agree Crawford does have the superior skill set in this fight, but because he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back, with the defense of someone like Mayweather stay perfect for 12 rounds on the outside, I do think Canelo's size and power will make the difference in this fight, and that's why I like Canelo to win.
Terence Crawford has expressed love for Canelo Alvarez's legacy in boxing, despite the fact that the most of the buildup has been about antagonism. He publicly acknowledges Canelo as one of the final living examples of a bygone heyday. Crawford acknowledges that it is uncommon for Canelo to have fought and performed alongside such giants. For him, facing Canelo is about more than simply records or titles. He is putting himself to the test against a boxing great who has continued the tradition. Crawford gives the plot depth by presenting the fight in this manner.
I call Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. You know, the Floyd, the Pacquiao, the Devil Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and you know, the Kovalevs and Triple Gs, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights, you know, so this is my mega fight, this is my moment, and that's the reason why I wanted to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
Sean Porter presents another viewpoint, arguing that Canelo won't bring anything novel to Crawford. According to Porter, Crawford has encountered a variety of fighting techniques during his career, such as speedsters, punchers, counterpunchers, and larger opponents. What sets him apart is his versatility. Even though the Mexican star is bigger and stronger, Porter believes Crawford's skill set is adaptable enough to handle whatever Canelo brings. This belief is reflected in his comment. This viewpoint gives the discussion more balance in the eyes of supporters.
Terence is not going to see anything that he hasn't seen before. No, he hasn't seen this beast on fight night, but he's seen versions of this beast for a very, very, very long time. People have said that he's a blown-up 147-pound fighter. If you remember, he said it was hard for him to make 147 when he fought Errol Spence Jr. I was like, yo, how is that possible? I didn't realize like he was really doing everything that's needed to gain the weight properly. Most fighters don't know how to gain weight and fit into a weight class properly. He's done that.
Antonio Tarver emphasizes that Canelo only needs one clean blow to turn the tide of the fight, framing it in terms of risk. He argues that although Crawford may be the more active or technically skilled boxer, Alvarez's strength is what really makes the difference. Tarbor has enough experience in the sport to understand that a single misstep against a puncher like Canelo might result in an immediate end to the bout. This caution serves as a reminder that Crawford needs to execute flawlessly every second of every round, regardless of his level of talent.
And Canelo only need one punch. You know what I mean? That really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. Gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. I never won a close decision. That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is gonna guarantee victory, he gotta stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He gotta stop him, bro.
It's a challenge.
So that's gonna be the challenge. So I like Bud. I've always loved Bud, bro. But he in for a hell of a fight. If Saul show up, it's gonna be problems. You heard me?
Andre Rozier emphasizes the importance of Canelo's choice to spar with Jiren Ennis, emphasizing that it demonstrates his dedication to rigorous preparation. Rozier believes that bringing in a fighter of this caliber shows that he respects Crawford's abilities. Canelo is not ignoring the difficulty. He is setting up camp with sparring partners who can challenge him in ways that Crawford might. According to Rozier, this mindset explains why Canelo has been a champion for so long. What makes him unique is his readiness to adjust, get ready, and challenge himself during training. Because neither guy is taking anything for granted, this seriousness offers fans hope that the fight will feature the greatest versions of both athletes.
I would think it would be because he's ambidextrous as is Crawford, so it can do nothing but help him. And he has Hernandez also helping, another fighter who is ambidextrous, so it helps. And we just want to see him do what he has to do, because this is a great fight.
Who were you initially taking? Is it Crawford, or who were you initially
No, I think I'm always under the direction of the bigger, better man. And Canelo's the bigger guy in this fight. And Crawford is my guy. It's just 2 weight classes and everything else. It's going to be tough. But if anybody can bring some energy to this, it'll be Crawford.
Does Canelo bringing boots into camp, does that lower Crawford's chances to you?
Well, it doesn't help. I'll tell you that much. It's a very, very astute move to bring someone who switches from lefty to righty. Big, strong, very fast, capable punching power. It's going to be a help.
Andre Rozier emphasizes the importance of Canelo's choice to spar with Jiren Ennis, emphasizing that it demonstrates his dedication to rigorous preparation. Rozier believes that bringing in a fighter of this caliber shows that he respects Crawford's abilities. Canelo is not ignoring the difficulty. He is setting up camp with sparring partners who can challenge him in ways that Crawford might. According to Rozier, this mindset explains why Canelo has been a champion for so long. What makes him unique is his readiness to adjust, get ready, and challenge himself during training. Because neither guy is taking anything for granted, this seriousness offers fans hope that the fight will feature the greatest versions of both athletes.
I'm going with the Mexican power. I think, I know Terence is tough, you know. He's an incredible fighter, but I'm going to go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
The notion that Canelo is properly prepared for Crawford by sparring with Jiren Ennis is not shared by all experts. Crawford's distinctiveness, according to some analysts, cannot be duplicated. They note that Terence has assembled some of the brightest minds and gifted individuals for his own team, who offer top-tier perspectives. Given that Crawford's training emphasizes adaptability over mimicry, many observers think his preparation may even be better. It is said that the American champion is arming himself with tactics from several outstanding sources as Canelo honed his skills against a fighter like Crawford. This conflict-off, the intricacy of the battle is shown by preparation methods. There is more to it than just a fight in the ring. It's a conflict between concepts, tactics, and the settings that influenced each fighter's preparedness.
Boots Ennis don't talk about nobody. He stayed on himself. He stayed in Philly. Yeah, we as supporters and them people as fans, I'm nobody's fan, feel that he may have dug Virgil Ortiz or Virgil Ortiz dug him, but hey man, Jerome Boots Ennis don't even give off that type of energy to be out there and to be out there wilding. The man trying to fight Canelo. What's wrong with him getting work with Canelo, bro? That's priceless work. That is sparring. Terence Crawford Crawford, the man got Andre Ward. Terence Crawford, the man got Shakur Stevenson. Terence Crawford, the man got Lester Martinez. The man got a mad people up there in camp, bro. Mad people in camp. That man Canelo get his sparring partner. Y'all gotta be up over there scared. Y'all gotta be up over there musty. To culture by wearing a Gucci belt. He sold out to culture by wearing a Louis Vuitton belt. We got to stop, bro. We got to stop. Niggas pick and choose when they want to be Malcolm X. Niggas pick and choose when they want to be Huey P. Newton. Niggas be straight up there, up in a white club, looking for the girl with no rhythm. Yeah, her right there. She don't dance good enough. I think I get stopped, bro. Y'all got to stop, bro. Y'all have.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.